Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Tonight we go to the northeast of England to Harwood Farm, and we have the Harwood Farm figure sighting and the Harwood Forest Bigfoot evidence photographs. This is a transcript of a conversation taking place between a well-known wild camper who is very well respected in the community and has camped in some of Northumberland's most remote areas, and a farmer who lives in the northeast of England, not too far from Harwood Forest, and he's farmed there, man and boy, as we say in the north. Both gentlemen have very good knowledge of what is moving around in nature. They're used to the sounds and tricks on the eye that nature can play. Weather can make a mess of many woods, and the guys in the northeast are used to this kind of damage, and bushcraft, of course. So anything standing out as unusual to them is of great interest to me. And I'm very grateful to Fell Wanderer and the farmer for allowing me to share this here with you guys. I can put you in touch with Bell Wanderer or Neil Young if you have something similar you'd like to report, as they will understand with not only their knowledge of wild camping, but also that they've taken a number of witness accounts from people already. And they're researchers themselves and know what it's like to be new and on the ground, so they have lots of hints and tips that they can give you. Now, the farmer said a farm worker recently revealed he'd seen something in Harwood Forest, Northumberland, and he spoke to a well-known bushcrafter named Bell Wanderer. They were discussing between them the large number of strange accounts of big cats, large hairy figures, and the many howls and growls and other strange experiences that happen to people camping or walking around. There are many accounts of the British Bigfoot seen in this area, and not too far away at Bolam Lake also. And the farmer and Damien gave me permission to share this account here with you. And I'd like to express my thanks to them for that, and to all of the researchers in the northeast who have worked away for decades with very little recognition. There is a wealth of evidence that's been collected by them, and you only have to ask, and it is shared freely. They know lots and lots of tips, lots of things that they can help you out with if you're in that area and you're interested. And the longest standing research team in the UK is based in the northeast, and it's headed by Neil Young. And this is just one of the many Harwood Forest accounts. And Neil will be bringing you other accounts from Harwood Forest, but he will be doing it on his channel, and I will give you the link to that when that happens. And he will be going around Harwood Forest and showing you what bushcraft is around out there, and also explaining the sightings in that area too, because he has a much better knowledge of them than I. So here is the conversation. Bell Wanderer says, I asked the farmer if he'd ever noticed or seen anything unusual around the place at all. And the farmer said, I've never seen anything strange when it's light outside. So no, not through the day. But there was one night, and it was very around dusk, so the light wasn't too bad. When I was out and I'm checking on the livestock, and I saw over there a very tall figure walking straight across the field. I honestly did not think anything of it until I got home. And when I was thinking about it, what I saw, kept thinking about it, I thought it was way too big to be a person. And I've never seen anything that big, or that looked like that again here. And Fell Wanderer said, I can't get my head around something being around and living in that place. It's wild up here, and you wouldn't think people would report these kind of things. But people are seeing things, and the reports are coming in. And the farmer replied, it is a very interesting place. But to be honest, I also find it eerie at times. I don't know about what you think of the place, but go and look in the trees there and see all the mess of trunks and wood. You go over and you look, and it's very strange. All those logs and sticks sticking up in the air, and that could just not happen with the wind, because I've never seen it in any other woodlands round here. And something very strong did that, I think. Who can stick a log in the ground and impale it like that? And have you noticed all the dead animals in those trees? It's just very strange. Bell Wanderer said, I've camped in the forest a few times on my own, and I've heard strange sounds. I've heard wood knocks and breaks happening in the early hours of the morning when there was no wind and no one around for miles or camping with me. Who could be clowning around? Who would take the time to walk in the vague hope someone was around to prank in the first place? I've seen possible prints and recorded wood knocks and responses to my tree knocking. I've seen trees snapped in unusual ways, like in a W shape. that in no way is natural. I also found a sheepskin and the wool and the remains of an animal up in a tree, and what I found in an area that looked like a sheep that had been sheared right at the edge of the forest. I found more wool was found further into the trees, as if it had been dragged through the brush somehow. One guy I was talking to told me while camping in Upper Cottesdale, I think it is, he had a titanium kettle crushed when there was no cattle in the field and no people. Another person told me while they were camping at Thrunton Woods that they went to investigate a noise that kept repeating, and he didn't know what it was. And he got up to go and see, and he couldn't find the source. And when he returned to his camp, he found his tent had been messed with, and he didn't hear the noise again. I would like to know more about the dark figure you saw in the field, if that's possible, said Bell Wanderer. The location and what time of year the sighting occurred, or anything that you can help or remember. We think that they use the forest and move into that area around the winter time to take sheep, maybe, as there have been sheep remains found deep into the forest on a lot of occasions. A wild cat can't drag a full grown sheep away, so what else could it be? Did you get a good look at it, at the tall figure in the farmyard? How did it compare to a human? Was it stocky or well built or slender and thin? What was its stance like? What was it, all one colour? Any information you have will be much appreciated. I have seen this thing in the farmyard. It was very tall, said the farmer, and well built. And it was a figure. He was about 7 foot tall and just weird looking. And you know the forest, it's not too far from here. Maybe that's where it came from. I don't really know how to describe it. And I know what you mean about the weight of a sheep. They are very heavy to move, let alone drag through a forest. But I've never had the chance to go deep into that forest, to be honest. And Fall Wanderer said, there have been sightings at Bolam Lake, so maybe these strange things move around the whole area up here. We're not sure. Nobody knows. I found a footprint beside the stream a while ago now, which was 620 metres from where I found the deer hide. And it's on a video I made called Mystery of the Missing Deer Carcass on my channel. And there's also a possible footprint in that. It measured 16.9 inches long. And to me, it looked like a Bigfoot made it, if you pardon the pun. I was in that spot only weeks earlier, as I always check the streams for tracks, and it wasn't there then. And the farmer said, at the farm here, we had chickens and sheep and tools and corn go missing. Just last Saturday, I had a hammer thrown at me when I was in the shed, and there was no one around. And this was about midnight when I was checking on the lambs, and I saw that footprint on your video, and it is a very big print. Bell Wanderer said, that would scare me. Does the activity you mentioned happen during the winter, like cold months? And have you thought about putting up a wildlife or security cameras to catch whatever it is? I have found sheep bones just into the forest off the road, although I don't know the age of the sheep. Now, that's where the conversation ends. And Fell Wanderer is more than happy to go back and see if he can, find out anything else. And he is actively camping in the area, as is Neil and many others of the Thrunton guys up there. And Stu Hill as well, one of my teammates is up in that area also. So I will, Stu doesn't have a channel, but if you get in touch with me, I can give you Stu contact details so you can chat with him. And there are many accounts in Harwood Forest area, but I would ask you to respect the researchers up there who've been studying this area for decades now. If you contact me, I can put you in touch with a local researcher, Stu, who's always happy to show people around. So is Neil Young, and so is Spell Wanderer. And I've made sure that I have linked all of their channels into the description below. And there are areas up there that have been watched for years in this forest, and we would like to keep some of the areas off bounds. As the research Neil Young has put decades of work into there, and he runs the longest running group. So the last thing I want to do is encourage people to be running all over his research area. But he's more than happy for people to get in touch with him, and he can take them down there and show them what's happening. He's not saying he wants it keeping secret. We just want to respect it. So as the year comes around, I'm hoping we're going to get a lot of new researchers, and I'm hoping we're going to see a lot of channels as well. If you're unsure and you're worried about putting a video out there, because of the bushcraft structure, debacle, just film it and say, I don't know what this is. What do you guys think it is? That's how we progress. That's how we learn. So I'm really looking forward to Neil's videos. And check out Johnny Bigfoot UK. He's also up there in that area, and he has a lot of interesting evidence as well. So check out his channel. I'll pop that in the description as well. So until next time, thank you very much. Good night.